Well, hey, this is Rosa RCG Creations. How you doing? Oops, let me turn you around a little bit. We are making today we have some missionaries coming over for dinner tomorrow night. So hubby's going to be making beef stroganoff with ground beef. And I'm going to be making a pineapple bread. See that? Here's the recipe. There's the back for those who want to do the screenshot thing. And of course, in the description box will be the full recipe for those who just want to get it from there. Okay, what you do is you grease, and I sprayed my simple Baker's Joy. I'm making a double batch. So I've got 2 of these loaf pans, and as you can see, you have to grease it very, very well. So I've done that. Pretty much got everything else. I think I'm ready to roll and get started. It does say to get crushed pineapple, drained but reserve the liquid. And I got the pull top. I just got whatever's on sale is what I got. And I'm glad I had this. Oh, okay. Oh, man, those things are hard to do. Okay, and it does say to strain it, because you want to separate the liquid from the pineapple. Okay, so, and don't save your juice. Don't throw away the juice because you're going to use that for the glaze. Okay, so I'm just putting this through a sifter. I know you can't see me inside a frame here. Let me see if I can get out of the way over here. Yeah, I'm going to push this back just a little bit more so you can see everything that I'm doing. I think that's a little bit better. Okay, so I've just got my little sifter sitting right here, and I've got the juice dripping down into this bowl, and I need to make, because it's a double batch, I need to get 2 cups of crushed pineapple. Okay, and maybe I need another container because I need one for the pineapple and I need one for the juice. Thank goodness for honey, he just did dishes. I just got this out of the dish drain. But we're good to go with this. Okay, so I could use another sifter, but I only need 2 cups. I don't need a whole lot. And then we'll just save in the fridge whatever pineapple is left over. But it did say you want to 1 cup crushed pineapple, drained but reserve the liquid. Okay. Okay. Then we're going to use 1/4 cup of pineapple liquid that's drained from this pineapple. So we're just needing 2 cups. And see, there's still a lot of juices in there. So squeeze it with a spoon, the back of a spoon, to get the extra juices out. Try not to put too much pressure because these mesh things, even though they're mesh, they can tear and break if you squeeze them too tight. Okay, I think I'm good on that one. I did not squeeze this first batch as much as I did this one. So I'm going to go ahead and get this back out of the bowl. And I'm going to squeeze the excess out. Do you hear that thundering? We're finally getting rain here in South Texas. It's only been several months. There's been rain around here, but it's gone all the way around us. In our neighborhood, we haven't had any. I got some at work. I work about 12 miles away from home, but we didn't get any here at the house. We did get a little bit yesterday, but not enough. Most of the neighborhood's got yellow grass. No, we don't have green grass. The people who have automatic sprinklers, they have green grass. And then in our particular neighborhood, we're just on a voluntary water shortage. Monitoring your water, voluntary, it's not mandatory. Houston, the city of Houston, which we don't live in the city, we're living outside of the city. They're on a mandatory some every other day, or I don't know how they're doing it because I'm not in that class of using water to water your lawn and your plants and your vegetables. Okay, so we're going to go for 2 cups. You know, I'm going to wait and I'm going to save this because you got to do this in certain order. Okay, so the ingredients are I need my readers. I can't read that little tiny fine print. Okay, 1/8 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 cup of butter, softened, 1 cup crushed pineapple, drained but reserve the liquid separately, 2 eggs, large eggs, so I'm going to do 3 eggs, because mine are more of the small, medium size. 1½ cups all-purpose flour, 1/4 cup pineapple liquid drained from the crushed pineapple can, 1/4 cup of sugar, 2 tablespoons of milk, 2 tablespoons of baking powder, and for the glaze it's going to consist of 2 tablespoons of pineapple liquid drained from the crushed pineapple can, 1 cup of confectioner's sugar, which is the same thing as powdered sugar. I don't know, for those of you who don't know, you can make your own confectioner powdered sugar, so you don't have to worry about buying it, and just make it as you need it. 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and you're going to heat the oven at 350 degrees. In a bowl, you're going to sift together the flour, salt, and baking powder. You're going to cream together the butter and the sugar in a separate bowl. Then you're going to add the eggs to the bowl with the butter and alternate mixing the 1/4 cup of pineapple syrup liquid and the dried ingredients into the bowl with the butter mixture until well combined. Then you're going to mix the milk into the bowl, fold the crushed pineapple into the mixture, and spread evenly into a well-greased loaf pan. Bake for 50-55 minutes, let cool for 10 to 15, then turn it onto a cooling rack to cool the rest of the way. Stir together the ingredients for the glaze and you pour it over the cooled cake. So make sure your cake is cool before you put the glaze on top. And then you want to allow the glaze to harden. So I think this is going to be a pretty good one. It's sounds fairly simple one, but you know what? I'm going to get all this stuff together instead of sitting, because I really want to stay within my 15-minute time frame. So I'm going to put all the ingredients, do all this stuff, and then I will bring you back at that next phase, okay? Okay, I'm bringing you back. I'm sifting everything. I went ahead and separated most of the stuff. But what I wanted to bring you back to is I went ahead and did this in 2 batches just to make it easier for myself. When you sift your flour ingredients with, like, this is flour, sugar, and baking powder, you get a really soft flakiness. I don't know if you could see that in there. Let me see if I can get out of the glare. But it makes it a lot softer than just dumping everything and mixing it all up. So certain recipes, when they ask you to sift the ingredients, really, you're going to really thank yourself in sifting. And ask me how I know that. But I used to remember watching my mom. My mom was a fantastic baker. But then she had 5 kids. I was second to the oldest, so. And I never was in the kitchen. I didn't want in the kitchen until she told me I had to get in there. But I tried my darndest to never get in there. But what you're doing is you're using a sifter. This is just a metal mesh, which you can use it as a sifter. There's an actual sifter. It's metal, like a metal can, and you squeeze it and it sifts the flour. I'm going to be honest with you. I really don't honestly know what it is. If I remember, I'm going to put myself a little note here to look it up, and I'll put a pop-up of what does sifting actually do to the dry ingredients. But you can either just, use your spoon and let it fall. See how it's falling there? Or just use your hand and then tap the edge and it just sifts. All it is the flour and all that is going through the little holes of the mesh. Either way it goes, it doesn't matter. But for some reason, I'm not exactly for sure, but it does something in the baking process that really is worth the, yes, this is extra effort, this is extra time, but you're going to really enjoy your meal or your dessert, or whatever it is. It doesn't have to be dessert. It could be like a tortilla or something. You're going to enjoy that item a whole lot more if you sift when the recipe says to sift. Okay. Then I'm just going to mix it all up because this is I'm doing, like I said, I'm doing 2 batches. We're going to have a good cheat day tomorrow. So I'm going to put this over to the side. Actually, I'm going to leave it right here. Okay, so I've done the sifting. So in a bowl, sift together the flour, salt, and the baking powder. Then in another bowl, we're going to cream together the butter and the sugar in a separate bowl. Oh shoot, I messed up and I put the sugar in with this. Oh man. I wonder how much of an ingredient that's going to cost, but I'm not going to add any more sugar because then it'll be way too sweet. Okay, so I messed up. What you should have done is in a separate bowl, you want to cream your butter and your sugar together in a separate bowl. I didn't do that. So now we're going to add the eggs to the bowl with the butter. So let me get my eggs and my butter. And I went ahead and had to microwave to soften my butter. And then move this. Oh, I keep on dropping that spoon. Okay, let me move this out of the way. I want to make sure you can see what I'm doing. So now we're going to sift the butter and the eggs together. I know I'm going to... Oh, I forgot to put some sugar bowl. I'll wash that and put that away in a minute. Actually, it's clean, but just to be on the safe side. So I'm going to bring my eggs in this bowl, and I'm going to transport it because this bowl is just a little bit bigger. Not much, really. Actually, I don't need to do that. One less dish I don't have to worry about washing. But actually, I'm going to use that dish to hold my leftover eggs. I don't like to use my cracked eggs in here because they'll get messy and get sticky, and these things are kind of hard to wash. But I do wash them. And because my legs are little, it did say to use large eggs. Two large eggs. I'm using, and I'm doubling it up. So I'm using 5 eggs. It's time to refill my egg dispenser. I really like these. You've seen these. I think I got these at Amazon, I believe. But they're really nice. I just got egg all over this, and I got to wash it. And it's got a lid to it. But I have 2 of them in my fridge. And you'll know exactly how many eggs you have. And they sit right on top of the other, so they don't take any more shelf space. Ooh, I didn't grab a towel. Let me grab my other towel that I sit in here. This is my little scrap, my little baggie sitting here with little things that my reading glasses, my ear pods, some other things that I have in here that stays in here all the time. Oh. I'm sorry, I forgot my fork for stirring my eggs. Let me be right back. Okay. I'm sorry about that, y'all. I had everything ready. I'm trying to get everything more ready and prepared. Okay, yeah, you can still see me. All I'm doing is mixing these up a little bit because it does say to cream together the butter and the sugar in a separate bowl. Then add the eggs to the bowl with the butter. So, let me just mix up the eggs and the butter. Then we're going to alternate mixing 1/4 cup of the pineapple syrup liquid and the dry ingredients into the bowl with the butter mixture until well combined. Well, you know what? I may need that bowl after all. We'll see. And you can see the butter. See that? I need to mix it some more. Okay, I think we're good to go there now. Okay, so now we're going to alternate mixing the 1/4 cup of pineapple syrup. So let me get my 1/4 cup of the pineapple syrup liquid, which is the pineapple liquid from the pineapple. 1/4 cup of that. So let me pour 1/4 cup into this dish. Let me get my spoon. I don't know if I'm going to need it, but I want it just in case. I don't want to be making a mess. And because remember, this is a double up, so I gotta double this. 1/4 cup. Okay. Let me save this because let me mix that part up. When I'm new to a recipe, I like to double check myself as I'm going to make sure to mess it. Like I did a while ago, I messed up and I mixed the sugar with the flour when I should have been mixing the sugar with the butter. So it's always, you know, stop. It doesn't take for a few minutes to stop and double check your recipe, especially when it's the first time you've been making it. Now we want to alternate mixing the 1/4 cup of pineapple syrup liquid and the dry ingredients into the bowl into the butter mixture. Okay, so add the eggs to the butter, which I did, and I mixed it up. Alternate mixing 1/4 cup of pineapple syrup liquid and the dry ingredients into the bowl with the butter mixture until well combined. So I'm going to combine this because this is like the dry ingredients and this is the red ingredients. So let's just mix this up a little bit more. Because this bowl is pretty full, as you can see, it's really full. I'm not stirring very fast, and I'm being careful so I don't spill anything. Okay, I think it's all pretty much well mixed up. Now alternate mixing the 1/4 cup of pineapple syrup liquid and the dried ingredients into the bowl with the mixture until well combined. Okay. So I'm actually going to put it in here because this bowl is bigger. So we're going to go with, I'm just going to scrape this fork that has the butter and all that stuff in there. And I got to wash that egg thing anyway, so I'm just going to leave it right there. So alternate mixing 1/4 cup of the pineapple syrup liquid and the dried ingredients into the bowl with the butter mixture until well combined. Okay, I'm going to put this all in one little corner. Man, this smells so good. I wish we had smell-o-vision. Okay. That's going to go there, and then let me get my something liquid spilt there. I don't know what it is. Alternate mixing the pineapple syrup liquid and the dry ingredients in the bowl and the butter mixture until well combined. Okay, so now we're just going to mix. That's what we're going to do, is just now mix. And because this is wet and I got flour and I don't want to make a big old mess all over the place, I'm starting off slow. And this is not, it did not say to use a hand mixer, electric mixer. So you just do everything by hand, because I think that's the whole point of them sifting it, is it's supposed to be a fluffy cake. And that was one reason why I picked this, I chose this recipe and I printed it. It really sounded good. And I'm thinking this is something that's not going to be overly sweet, but we're going to enjoy. And it would be a great dessert to bring to a potluck. Or just to make to give to somebody just because, or just for yourself. Okay. Don't forget, go all the way to the very bottom center. Because you see that? I didn't go to the bottom center. And you see that flour that's in there? You want to incorporate all of that. So as you go around, see that flour that's on the bottom center there and on the sides? You want to mix all that up. Man, this smells so good. You can smell the pineapple. You can smell the sugar, the butter. Okay, now I think it's pretty getting mixed up good. Oh, I see some flour in the center there. And I learned this from my great-grandma. I didn't do it, I just saw her doing this. She didn't do it all the time. She only did it when she was baking stuff with batter like this. She would put it against her chest, and that way she had control of the bowl. and the mixture with the spoon, so nothing spilt. But she could tell that she was getting all on the inside, and there was no flour mixture because she's turning the bowl as she's going. And because it's tilted with gravity, everything falls to one side. So then you know that it's pretty well mixed up. Okay, so I think that's pretty darn good. Now fold the milk, mix the milk into the bowl, and then we're going to do the pineapple. So we need 2 tablespoons of milk. So I just had a tablespoon. And now I just grabbed one tablespoon. Oh, I guess I put it back. I put it back on my clean dishes. Let me go grab my milk. I like to keep my milk cold, ice cold, until I just get ready to use it. And thank goodness I asked hubby, save me some milk for that recipe. Thank goodness he did, because I think I have just enough. And it's asking for 2 tablespoons of milk, 1 tablespoon, so we're going to need 4. One. 2, 3. Ooh, good. We had just enough. That worked out good. Now let me put this, and I'll put that away as soon as possible. Mix the milk into the bowl. I'm curious, if anybody knows, please post in the comments, why would you not want to add the milk when you're doing the red ingredients of the butter and the sugar mixture? I'm just curious, because this is more mixing that we're doing. Is it because you need to mix it some more, or is there a reason? Because usually recipes, there's a reason why you do certain steps at certain times. And because I'm such a new baker, I don't know. And that's something I think I might want to do some research. And if I do find an answer, I'll put it in the pop-up box, okay? Of why wouldn't I just mix the milk with the other wet ingredients and mix it all at the same time? I couldn't answer you because I don't know. But if you do know, please post in the comments. I would love to know, because I'm really enjoying baking. I enjoy eating, so I gotta, not part of my weight program. But one little bite, one little taste is going to be okay for me. Okay, so we've done the milk. Now we want to fold in the crushed pineapple into the mixture and spread evenly into a well-greased. Sorry about that, that's my phone. My other little chore to do. Okay, and it asks for, I believe it said 1 cup, 1/4 cup. Oh, how much pineapple? 1 cup of pineapple, so we need 2 cups. So let me get my spoon here. We want 2 cups of crushed pineapple. Oop, I may need to get the other can. Make sure, clean table, clean tools. Okay, yeah, we're going to need the other can. So I'm going to pause you and drain the other can. Because, oh yeah, this just only made enough for one. Barely one cup. Because I'm doing the double the recipe, so. Okay, we're going to bring you back because I need to get the other can ready to do this next phase. We'll bring you right back. Okay, we are back. I got my 2 cups of pineapple, and I forgot I was supposed to add salt. I was reading my directions again, and I was supposed to sift the flour, the salt, and the baking powder, not the sugar. That's where I messed up. Again, read your directions, especially if this is the first time you're making it. Now it says to fold the pineapple into the batter mixture. And folding just basically means you gently mix it in. You don't whip it and all that. You just fold in the pineapple and go all the way to the bottom. That's why it's nice to have a long spoon like this, a nice sturdy spoon. And you can go all the way down to the very bottom of the mixture and work from the bottom up, bring it up, and work it around. Okay. And you just want to fold it. You don't want to over mix, but you definitely want to make sure that it's mixed. And I'm glad I got this size bowl. I almost got it too small of a bowl. Now I'm just going to making sure I'm getting stuff in the very dead center. And I did mix the salt in the batter. Okay, I think we are good to go now. Goes all the way to the bottom center. I got pieces of pineapple. Okay, let me just read the directions. One more time to get up. Okay. Okay, I did the flour, the salt, and the baking powder, creamed the butter and the sugar, which I didn't do, but I creamed it, added the eggs. Now we want to use 1/4 cup of the pineapple syrup, which I did that already, into the dry bowl, mixed it up with the butter, put in the milk, fold in the crushed pineapples. Now we want to spread it evenly into a loaf pan. And these are, does it say what size pans these are? It doesn't say. I forget where I get these pans from. And as you can see, it's got a thick consistency. It's not really runny. Like my nose is runny. My allergies have really been getting me this past week. Okay. And because I have wrist issues in both hands, you could pick it up and pour it, but you learn to live within your limitations of what you can and cannot do. And yes, it takes a little bit longer, but I'm waiting for the oven to preheat anyway, so I'm not totally wasting my time or anything. Oh, and FYI, I forgot to tell you, as you're getting the pineapple out of the can, sometimes you'll see some of the skin part. Just pull that part off, because nobody wants to bite into a piece of hard skin of a pineapple. It's just in the processing of the plant. They didn't get a good cut, and they took more skin. And it's nice and hard and yucky, and you don't want to bite into that. Ask me how I know that. Because it's like, ooh, and sometimes it hurts. Because it gets right in your gum when you take a bite of it. And that's pokey. It's a pokey skin. And that's what pineapples are. They're pokey. And since I did a double batch, I'm just trying to eyeball to make sure they're both got the same amount of batter in each pan. I don't have any idea because it didn't say, it just says loaf pan, but it didn't say what size loaf pan. And these are my regular loaf pans that I use for meatloaf for me and hubby. So, and from what I understand, these are standard loaf size pans. I'm just making sure they're both pretty much even. Yeah, okay, it looks like they're pretty much even. Let me just scrape all this goodiness. Yeah, I'm going to do a little taste test. Good. Definitely can taste the pineapple. I think that needs a little bit more. And you can definitely taste when the sifting of the flour really incorporated very well with the other ingredients. Which, you know, as a baker, when you're learning, you follow the recipes to the T, and then as you get experience, you learn where you can tweak certain things, add or remove or delete or substitute certain items. But until then, do yourself a huge favor. is follow the recipe exactly to the T. That way you don't have wasted time and wasted product on something that did not turn out well. Now let me just get this little spoon here, because I'm not going to waste all this goodiness. Because look at that, that's a bunch, that's like one bite. Once it bakes, it would make into one bite. I'm just going to scrape this spoon. And there we go. Then I'm going to level this out. This is what I learned from another YouTuber. Oop. Oh, my oven's ready. Just shake it like this until it levels itself out. But make sure you get a good grip. I almost dropped it there. And see that is not even. See that? Now I'm just gonna shake until it levels itself out. And there we go. Now in the oven they're gonna go. We'll bring it back when we do the glaze, and then we're going to do the taste test. So we'll bring it back. Okay, we are back. I set it for 45. Actually, I set it for 45 minutes. I mean, excuse me, 50 minutes, because it says cook anywhere from 50 to 55 minutes. And then it says let it cool for 10 to 15 minutes. Then put it on a cookie rack, cooling rack, and let it continue to cool. And then once it's totally cooled, that's when you add the topping, the sugar topping. It smells so good. I really do wish we had smell-o-vision. Okay. And see how I just, that pan spray, that powder and flour spray really works great, because you saw how easy it was for me to take them out. And I poked, I have a Pampered Chef, little, like a toothpick, but it's metal. And I love it because it's got the little holder. Then you just poke it, and if there's any dough, then that means it's not cooked. Put it back in the oven. But this is totally cooked. And remember, this is not it is a dessert, but it isn't a dessert, because this is pineapple bread, not pineapple cake. So that's why it looks the way it does. Okay? Now, just going to let it sit here till it cools naturally. And then we'll bring it back when we do the icing. We'll make the icing on the video. And then we'll do a little bitty taste test, okay? We'll bring you back. Okay, we're back. The cake is cooling. Here we go. See that? Practically almost totally cool. So I'm going to go ahead and make the icing. Remember, I doubled it, so I'm doing double of everything. It was called for, the glazing is 2 tablespoons of pineapple liquid, drained from the crushed pineapple can, 1 cup confectioner's sugar, and 1 teaspoon vanilla. And I already had made this earlier when I was waiting. I did all my dishes, I did all my chores, so we're just about done. And I'm just going to add a little bit of this at a time, and I'm going to mix it up. It smells so good, the pineapple with the vanilla. And I'm just going to mix. But again, like I said, I'm just going to do a little bit at a time. And you can see how it's starting to mix up. It's getting into the glaze. So let me finish off with the rest of the liquid. And I just have a few dishes to do and we're done. another boo-boo. But see that, how it mixed it up? So I'm just going to continue mixing. And what you can do if you want to just save on cleanup space is put a piece of parchment underneath the cooling rack, because the drizzling of the glaze is going to drip down and it's going to get your table dirty. But I'm just going to leave mine on there because I know my table is clean. And I'm just going to get a wet towel and wipe it off once it's all done and set. There we go. See, that's what you want. You want that liquid glaze. Let me get my recipe here out of the way. Let me bring my cooling rack here. Yep, it's nice and cool, and I'm just going to flip it because we want the top of the cake. We want the top of the bread. It's a bread. It's not a cake. It's a bread. Okay. No, you can't see that. Let me move things around. Got a butter knife just in case I need it. I wasn't too sure if I was going to need it. There you go. You can see me now. Let me move my AirPods over here out of the way so you can get better view. Now you're just going to drizzle the icing all over the bread. And wherever it falls is where it falls, and wherever it drips is where it drips. And you want the icing to get hard. Then once it's hard, you're going to cover it in an airtight container. Okay. And then when you want to store it, you can store it in an airtight container right on your counter because you want it at room temperature. I'm going to make this one a little bit more prettier than that one. Man, this smells so good. It's really, really smelling good. And I will do a little bite-sized piece. Taste test. And I really want to get as much drizzled all over the place, as much as possible. And the glaze, of course, because it's kind of Confectioners sugar, powdered sugar, same thing. It's going to get hard, so you're going to have a hard, crusty. It's going to get hard and crunchy. Because all this is Confectioners sugar, vanilla, and the pineapple juice. I'm going to save some of this. I'm going to save it in the bowl. So tomorrow when we serve this, if I need to add some more glaze, we'll have some glaze we can put on top of it. Okay, I think I'm good to go right there with that. So I have this little bit left over that I'm going to go ahead and put in one of these containers. In fact, I use this one. This is the one that had the vanilla in it. This had the vanilla and the pineapple juice. Now this is going to get hard, but you can add a little bit more pineapple juice into this, and it's gonna get liquidy again. Okay. And I have my wet towel here because I knew this was going to be a sticky job. And let's do a little bit of a taste test now. Remember, this is a bread. It's not a cake. And I just want a little bitty taste. I don't want a big one. And look at that. See how it's all nice and golden? Took a bite of the pineapple chunks. Because remember, it was crushed pineapples. As far as I'm concerned, I like the fact that it's not overly sweet because we didn't use a whole lot of sugar in the mix itself, the batter. And with the natural fruit of the pineapple, with a little bit of the pineapple juice, and then this glaze that you put on top, as far as I'm concerned, that is, let me dribble some of this. See, there's some of that goodness there. Oh, this is very, very good. I'm sorry for talking with my food in my mouth. As far as I'm concerned, this one is a 2 thumbs up. Number one, it's not overly sweet, but it's sweet enough that it does help the curb of your sweet tooth, but it's not so rich that you don't want too much of it. And then just remember, this is a bread, it's not a cake. So it's not going to be the same as a cake. So anyway, I'm going to show you my mess. See my mess of the glaze? But anyway, this is my take of a pineapple bread. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next video. Bye-bye. Don't forget to hit like, comment, and share me. Take care. Bye-bye. We'll see ya.